Okay, so Josh, are you down to do the first round? We can get started with yours,
Yeah, I can do
your
that.
stuff. Okay, let's do it. All right, so Josh, let us know what it is, what the question is, or what the issue is that you're having, and then we can take it from there.
Yep. First one, just because I think this will be faster. Right now, like I'm using the SAS, like, or the authorization flow and everything. All of it works perfectly, but I have like a login button, and I've just renamed the demo page to sign in or sign up flow. And what I want to do, if I hit login, I want to run the flow to display the sign in instead of the sign up function on the page. And I'm not able to select any actions to run on the page as a result of this. And I feel like I've used run and flow in a lot of situations, and now it's just not populating. I've checked other pages and nothing is able to display. I've tried different run flow on page actions, and that didn't do the trick either.
Yeah, I feel like this one's probably just a cache issue. Have you done just a refresh of the studio here?
I tried different browsers. I'll do it. And I think I have like fully shut down the studio and loaded it a couple of times, and nothing different has happened as a result. Wrong one.
Nothing. Let's
I'll
see.
just so we can prove
that there are flows in there.
Yeah, just so that like these are the flows from the side.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's weird.
And if you go back now, I'm wondering if now that we loaded it, if we go back to the other one, if it's going to work now.
Could be,
and try changing the page
this?
and see. I wonder if maybe it like stored the wrong form ID or something.
Just changing the page in the action, you mean?
Yeah, like go back to that flow and select the other one, not that one, right? It's the run flow. Yeah, select something else, and then weird.
Those all have flows on them for sure. Can
we check the actual action in his actions list to see if it's correct?
Don't think I could do that. I think it's like it's not doing the network call to get the pages. 1 second, I don't remember how that works. Let me just go take a look and see what happens.
You tried redoing the action too, like just a fresh run flow and page action?
Yeah, I deleted it.
Peculiar. You'll be able to get it, like we can hard code the action ID into the JSON. So in the end, we'll be able to set it to whatever you want, but we'll see what Dorian finds for why this might be happening.
I didn't think I would do anything. Yeah, just how to okay. Yeah, I'll do this just to.
Yeah, can we try that? Keep power.
What was that, sorry?
No, I think that was just some background noise.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's crazy. Same thing.
Same thing, right?
Yeah, same thing there.
Yes. Do this for me. Can we open the developer tools? I just want to see if it's even doing the request to go get the actions.
Yes. How do I work?
You go to more tools, and then go to the network at the top there, and then you can turn off the devices there to the left of the elements. Highlight, yeah, click there. There you go. And then let's go back to that action. And then when you go to that flow,
1 second, sorry. Sorry. I'm terrible at sometimes finding it in the.
Tiniest little pages I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's because
What's-
I'm zoomed into this. Like these aren't.
And you can
usually-
do,
Oh, yeah.
what
the
was it? Shift 0, we'll just zoom in on the page, Shift 1 maybe.
I'm gonna refresh. That seems like it will help. There we go. That's a little better. You need to come back up here. All right. So what am I doing now?
Go back to the run flow action where we're setting that page. And then go to the, before we toggle that,
Yep.
toggle it to something else, and then go to the right side and let's clear that network. Just clicking that next to that red button, there's like the cancel.
Yeah.
That's the clear, yeah. And then select the page, the correct one. And then click on that 14 request. So it is doing the request. And then go to the payload at the top there. Yeah. Okay. That's the details. And then go to the preview. And then expand that object. And then the Rex. Yeah, it's not getting it. Yeah, I think for now, what we can do is we can just show you how to manually put it in the JSON.
Yeah.
And then I have access to this project, right?
Yeah, you do.
And then I'll go in there and try to step through that and see what's happening there. So I haven't seen that one. Okay, so what we'll need to do is we'll need to go to that sign in or sign up flow to the actual page so we can get the flow ID.
Sorry, real quick. I'm gonna write up a task for Dorian. Josh, does he already have access to your project?
Yeah,
If not, can
I'll double check now, but I believe so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the deal machine.
You've
Class.
You've been. I have two deal machine. I have the sign up
Yeah.
funnel. And I've got this like
The
content.
landing page, right? Was the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have both. Okay, so on the left there, what's the flow that we're trying to run?
In this case, so it defaults to sign up. So I'm wanting to run the set sign in with password flow.
Cool. So click the 3 dots there and let's copy that flow ID. You just click in there, copy that, and then let's go back to the other page.
And this also happened on like other areas that I was trying to do this too. So this will be good for me to just replicate.
Yeah, for now, and we'll look at it and get it sorted out, see what's happening there. And then click the 3 dots on that action. Yep. And then go to the JSON. And for the value, in that first argument, it's line 7. Notice how it has page dot, and then that's the page ID, then it has dot.
Yep.
After the last dot, we're going to paste that flow ID.
Perfect. Just
And
like
then-
data variables.
Yeah, and if you scroll down, save. So that's the syntax for that, for targeting a flow. So it's page dot, the page ID dot, the flow ID.
Perfect.
And if you reselect that, just click on the action 2. No, don't change that because it's going to override the JSON.
Yeah. What am I doing? So
Just click on it again. Click there. Still doesn't show.
Might have already overrode it if you just changed it.
Go back to the JSON. Just make sure it didn't override.
yeah, I might have.
Oh, no, it's there.
No, it is there. I think because it's just not doing the get. It's not going to.
Oh, right, it's not finding them.
But it should work. Can you test it and see if that works?
That doesn't seem to have worked. Because what should be happening, that's the unauthorized thing. It should in theory be switching this to sign in.
Gotcha.
We can, sounds like it's not like mission
Yeah,
critical.
I think something's happening there. I'll have to go dive into it and see what's happening there.
Yeah, it's not mission critical because it still functions. It's just like every time I'm logging in, I like mess up and have to switch. The other solution I could do, in theory, I could just make the sign up, like check to see if it exists already. And then if so, I could just run a sign in action from it could be the same form and it could just look to see if the account exists first, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can set that up.
Yeah.
It's a little more complex in some ways, but you can definitely do it.
Josh, you shouldn't have to. We need to figure out what that issue is and solve it. So,
Figure it out either way.
yeah. Okay, did you want to jump into the randomization question you had?
Yeah, I love it. I know it sounded like there was a lot of stuff to cover today, so it might not be like the best like multi-use case thing.
Okay.
But,
We'll try to jump back. I know because let's see, Harsha's, I think your question was, I think it's probably really late for you, so I'd love to see if we can help you with your extension question. So if you're still on the call, just get your project ready. So Harsha's having an issue with the Chrome extension get selected text V3 action. He said he added it to page load. He tried to add a button, click that triggers it, but no value is picking up. So whenever you're ready, Harsha, to show your screen and just walk us through, that would be great.
Yeah, actually I'm ready. So should I share screen?
Yeah.
Yes, so just to give you a sense of what we are trying to do. Basically the use case is that, hope you're able to see the screen.
Yeah.
So I selected text. Ideally I should kind of get it here. I will show you the flow. I've tried to even say click and get it, but that's not working. But our use case is we select it and then we have a bunch of APIs at the back end. So the person should be able to select it and kind of click through it. The keywords should come here and then they put it for analysis. That's essentially what we are trying to do. So now if I go back, right now we have built 3 pages to do that. But so I've basically added it here. I have in the page load, I've added the function to get page.
Oh, I see. I think that's why. Yeah. So if you go back to the page load, you don't want to run it as a run flow because this is in a Chrome extension. You actually just need to nest the action. So you can remove that run flow. And then instead at the top, click where it says nest. And then in here, you'll pick that selected text one.
Okay.
Yeah, and then let's go back to the website that you're looking at and just do a refresh. And then let's reload the extension and let's see if that's all it is. And do you have a action run after it gets selected or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you show me that? Yeah, go into that. So it sets it in the variable. And then you're getting it from the variable.
And the only thing I would check is that what version or what link are you using for the Chrome extension? Because the changes that you're making here won't display if you're using like a production or the test deployment. So just
good catch.
maybe walk them through checking that.
On the left side, if you can click on the Elements tab here in the studio. Yeah, and then click on the page body, which is the top, yeah. And then on the right side, we're gonna scroll all the way to the bottom and go to the Chrome extension export, or it's the export Chrome extension, yeah. And let's see what, and then if you can scroll down a little bit. So it is using the development. Let's do this. I'm wondering if maybe because it's on the page load, we need to re-export it. So let's do another export.
Dorian, that thing you fixed on page load, it wasn't highlighted when the extension loaded, so I don't think it would work anyway. You
What
know
do
what I mean? Like we fixed it, we moved it from run flow into a nest on page load. So when the extension loads,
Mhm.
but the text wasn't selected when the extension loaded, and then after we selected the text and hit the button or whatever, but it's not going to work because the page load already happened. It's like we have to fix it on the button or something.
No, that action is actually a listener. That's why it has to go on the page load. Yeah, it just listens. So anytime anything goes, it's going to trigger the action set inside of it.
Yeah, but we want both actually. We also want it on a button, because if somebody is browsing the page and selects something, they should be able to kind of take it into the extension. I mean, both the flows.
Yeah, and both
Sounds like
should.
it will. Yeah, I didn't understand how it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, let's try exporting it just to make sure we have the latest. All right, let's unzip.
Should I go back and
And once it's unzipped, we'll need to go into the extension, manage extensions in the browser at the top there. Now we can reload the new export we just got.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. Sorry, I think it's pretty slow.
Yeah, and if you need to pause the screen share, sometimes the screen share will make the computer run pretty slow. That way you can.
So what we've also done, maybe as it loads in parallel, is in the button, put an event to call the same one. And then I will assign both submit and click.
Yeah, I think you only will need it on click. I don't think you need.
It's not in a form. I don't think it's. And
yeah, the submit's not going to do anything. But you do have it in the click. Maybe remove the submit. I don't know if that's going to cause anything. I don't think so, but sometimes when you do a submit and it's not in a form, it does a refresh of the page.
I think let me just stop sharing and then.
Yeah, because that might.
It's too slow. Yeah.
And I think what we'll do is after Harsha, we can go through Chem's question, which is on deployments, just show him where he can update that. And then it looks like George also chatted a question. And then does anyone else have something they need to troubleshoot today? Chat me or just chat in the chat. Or please.
So do I need to remove the previous one and kind of this?
I wasn't able to capture that, but go to manage extensions. And then do you know if the file name stayed the same?
Yeah, but yeah, I think the file name is here.
Or I think it added a 1 after it. So you can just do load unpack to load a new one. Or you can rename it and remove that 1 in the parentheses and then just do a reload for the one that you already have installed. Either way is fine.
Maybe we just do a new one.
Yeah, just do the new one. That's fine. So let's load that. Let's find that file. I guess it's a folder.
Yeah, I don't know which one is it now, but yeah.
You can remove the other one if you want. That way there's no confusion, but it should be the one that's not in the main list, right? So click in there, and then I guess I named them the same.
So you are saying it should be selected when we load, is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
now
that
something
works.
is coming.
Yeah, it worked. So that's all it was. It's just the run, because you were calling it through a run flow. You only need that action if you're trying to call an action that's not already on the page, on the same page. So yeah, so that now returns the object that's being returned. So you would just use a path to target the specific attribute, because I'm assuming you're just trying to capture the selected text,
The
which
text.
is higher.
So what should I change here to capture? Because I'm putting the whole thing in the.
Yep. So if we go to the, go to that flow to run after, and then we just need to add a path. So that's correct. And then just click add a path. And I think the path is just selected text, camel case.
Okay, this one.
Yeah, you can just
Yeah,
copy that because it's just an object. So we don't need to go into anything.
Within quotes or?
No.
Just
Paste it straight with nothing and then hit enter.
Yeah.
Or the plus symbol, either way. There it is. Okay, and then now
Okay.
let's try it again. Let's reload the extension.
Okay, that's great.
There it is.
Okay.
Okay, Harsha, thank you for letting us help you with that.
Thank
Dorian,
you. Yeah, that.
thank you.
Yeah.
Super. Okay, Chem, what's up, man? You have a question on deployments?
Yeah, so and thank you for taking my question. So I went through the process of creating a deployment, and as I was setting up my DNS settings and everything, I wanted to create like the test and the production. So for test, I did www instead of like test.mydomain.com. And so it was already created. I know I wanted to go back in and kind of edit that test, but it didn't have a way of doing that. So I was curious if is that something that you have to like submit like a ticket to fix, or is there a way within the studio to fix that? If you like, I can show you my screen so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's a little hidden, but in the left nav, and we'll wait till you're showing your screen because we can just go into it.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me pull that up. Share screen. For some reason, I'm not seeing like the previews for my desktop, so I guess I'll have to try to show my entire screen. Let's see. Are you able to see my desktop?
No, or at least I'm not.
Okay,
No.
I know. So I'm gonna have to close Zoom and
Oh, the
open it
permission.
again. I have to system. Yeah, system. I'm sorry, I didn't even know that. So I might have to.
Yeah, restart. Or
Yeah.
rejoin.
Yeah,
That's all
Zoom,
good.
yeah. I'm
We'll
sorry
show
about
you.
that.
No. We'll wait. In the meantime, Drew, can you show us how to manually update an element? Just walk us through the basic process. There was a question by Lofkar who wanted to show the topic of modifying elements. So I think we could just walk him through that really quickly while we wait for Chem to come back. Or he's back, never mind.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah,
That's
so let's see if my share screen works. Appreciate the patience. Let's see. There it is. Much better. All right. So you should be seeing my screen.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay.
So
So basically,
if you go to
like-
the left side, you'll
Yep.
further down, you'll see deployments, kind of like
Deployments,
a
right,
cloud,
yep.
that one. Yeah. And go into that. And then the test one's the one we're trying to modify, right?
Yeah, it's a little slow. Sure. Okay. Yep. This one right here.
Yeah. So let's go in there. Oh, that's why. Okay. There's a bug we need to handle, but we can work around it. We just have to do one publish to this deployment to see the additional settings. So close out of this, and then let's just go to the publish. Yeah. And then we'll pick development and then target test. Oh, I see. You never finished the setup.
I thought I did.
So which ones are you want to keep both of those, or
No, I want to for test. I want it to be just
just
that
test? Okay,
test.
then let's remove that first one. Yep. And then, yeah, go ahead and reselect that again. And
Okay.
then, and you already added the DNS.
Yeah, I did.
Looks like it's not liking them. Here, let me just do a DNS lookup really quick, see what I can see. That is test. Test.facts homeschool survey. Yeah, I'm not finding any DNS records for that. Do you have it hosted with Cloudflare by any chance, or who's your provider, your host?
So I don't know. Basically, I just submitted a ticket to my IT infrastructure team and said this is what I wanted, and they did the rest behind the scenes. So I don't know who they're using.
Gotcha. Yeah, because whenever I am looking up the DNS for that, I'm not getting any records back, and that's why this is failing. So you'll need to figure that side first to make sure that those records up above are in that test domain. But that's all you have to do here is just removing the old one, and if that test is correct, once you get those records in your DNS, sometimes it takes up to like 15 minutes to populate, then this will validate and go through. But right now, whenever I just do a DNS lookup, it's not finding those records right now. So it's not going to validate at the moment.
Dorian, is there like, Chem, would you be able to maybe ask them to send you a screenshot just so that you can see that it's in the domain registrar? I don't know if that's like not cool to ask our IT team or not, but
yeah, I mean, I can ask them. I think what I'll do is just confirm that they followed the initial instructions to set up the test.
Yeah, I would maybe resend them the link, just the one.
Is it just the CNAME record? That's all, right?
I see the A record, and the A record is there. It's actually the text record that's missing.
The text record. Okay.
Yeah, let me do a lookup on the CNAME and see if that one's there. So A record is good. 40.74.255.112. Yeah. CNAME is there too. And that looks correct. It's just the text record. It's missing.
Okay. I can get that resolved. And then once I have that resolved, it's just a matter of going through this process.
Yeah, you just go through the publish again to get back to here. And then give it like 15 minutes after they add it, just to make sure things propagated. And then it should validate. And then chat me in Discord if you're in Discord. If you have troubles, I can help. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Chem. Okay, so George, so we can do George and then Kyle. All right, George. So George's question is, how do you set the current theme for preview in the Bildr Studio?
Is there an action for in the studio?
Oh, in the studio.
I don't know. Maybe you can't.
I don't think you can. We used to have like a theme selector.
Oh, right.
We used to have the bar at the top, but when we revamped that, themes default menu never got reworked into anywhere, so it's not there anymore. So I think in the studio right now, I don't believe there's a way to see it. You would only see it in the preview using the action to set the default.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm
Sorry, George.
Yeah, I'm creating like a design system sort of thing from Figma. And what I want to do is take all the Figma stuff, copy the CSS into the style definitions, and then have the things that are going to be themable come from a theme. And it would be nice to be able to preview those themes.
Yeah.
In the dev environment.
Wonder if there's a way to just do it as like a page header that loads in the studio.
I don't know enough about how it works, but it sounds
I'd
like
have to go look at I don't remember what gets set when the theme is set. It's been a while. Let me go look at that, because there might be, because you know how you can set a page header to load in the studio. Let me go confirm that, and there might be a workaround for that, and I'll get back to you.
Okay. There's no way to like run a flow in the studio, is there?
No.
So the flows only get run when you're actually
Yeah,
executing.
and execution, preview, or any domain. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'll look and see, but we do have plans to, because we need to go clean up the themes and get all those settings back in. Just, yeah.
Yeah, they seem a little bit, they're not as intuitive as they could be, but they
Yeah.
do sort of work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's not a huge deal, but you know, I think, is there a sort of a, has anybody put like a design system project together, like a pattern that has all of the sort of standard H1, H2, H3 paragraph and all of that stuff styled so that you could bring it into a project?
Yes. So I think we've got one that when we did the bounty program, there's a couple of them. One of them I think we're going to release. That's kind of like a UI kit, but that's more block based, where it's like bring in this block, it's header, footer, and all of those styles will come with it. And then I believe Samuel Iconic will be sharing a UI kit that he made that is like, here's all the fonts, here's all the colors, here's all the, you know, with the headers and footers, and it's pretty amazing. So I'll see.
Typography.
Yeah,
because I did a material UI grid system, which it seems to work pretty well. And once I get that, I'll share that with
Nice.
the group.
awesome. Yeah, I'll let him know that you would find that helpful, and see if he can share that.
Okay.
Awesome. I'm sorry we couldn't be more help with the themes thing,
Well,
George,
no.
but if Dorian figures out something with the headers, we'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, thank
Thank you.
you. All right, so next up, let's call up Kyle. Looks like you are wanting some help with some drop down stuff. Can you walk us through and show your screen when you're ready?
I will. What's going on here? I'm having issues sharing my screen right now. What is going on?
Maybe jump out of the meeting and back in?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, right. So let me see here. If there was anything else we could show. Probably won't take him long to jump back in by the time he's back.
Zoom gremlins, that's right. I was just thinking it's a weird Zoom day.
Full moon.
But only with the screen share.
They did just update recently, right?
Yeah,
The other day.
it's probably like
They-
requiring more resources.
Is it because maybe I didn't do the update and I'm the host? Did I?
I don't
Sounds
think so.
plausible. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know how this works.
Okay, I'm back. Let's see if this
Cool.
works. There we go. Okay. Now I'm on the right screen. Oh my goodness gracious.
Have you tried unplugging and replugging your router?
No. Oh, what is going on? It's all right. I'll just share this right here. Can you see it right now?
No.
Maybe.
No, I can't.
No. Oh my goodness gracious. What is going on?
There it goes.
There you go.
Okay, well now I got the wrong screen. There we go. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Project. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so kind of going from last week. I thought I had the idea down where you would take these drop downs and this would populate the correct trim level for this model.
Yeah.
I was totally wrong and did not have that down. So could somebody help me walk through this?
Yeah, you want to take this, Andrew, or you want me to go through it?
Yeah, sure, I can. You've been take a break. You've been doing them all. So I guess you have the action or the flow set up, set state model. That should be, but when that model changes, you should be running set state. Oh no, set state model. You're right. Okay. Yep.
So I think I have that part right. I'm hoping, right? I set a value. And then my thinking would be when that sets that state, that model state, then this would pick that up.
Yeah, you can do that. It's not set up that way now, but you can make that happen. That's what I expected to see is something where on the change of the model dropdown, you do a set value and set something into the trim dropdown. Or a set data it would be in this case.
Yeah. Okay, so set date.
So yeah, you keep that one there and then do a set data. And set data will set the options for a select menu specifically. If you're using that select element, it'll set the options that you select from. So set value and set data, usually you use set value for everything, but in this case, special case, you set data. Oh, trim input is the dropdown. I'm sorry. So you are correct, except I think you need set data, not set value.
Okay, so delete this one.
Yeah. Model input is the dropdown, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's where they'll select the car model. Then as soon as they select that, the trim will populate the correct trim.
Okay, trim input. So yeah, so you want to set data of the trim input when the model's changed, basically.
Yes.
So yeah, so if you go back into that set state model, that top one, they have element set value model input to the value model name. I feel like that should be changing the model input to the variable model name. I don't know if that's what you intended or not.
Well, yeah, because I'm thinking that trim needs to pull from the model.
Yep, and trim can pull directly from that model select, like from the element, so you don't actually need to set anything. So I would say you can delete that first action. And then yeah, on this set data, you'll select the trim input. That's what we're going to set the data of. And we're going to do, so you're going to come from the data collection of the trim, whatever that already is. Yep. And you can do get all fields. And then for the filter there, you can click add a filter. And this is where we'll filter by the model field. So I'm assuming there's like a model field in there, right? Model ID or model name.
Yeah, so in my trims, I have basically a model ID.
It's perfect. Yeah.
So model ID.
Well,
Yeah.
you'll need you'll need to make sure what the value is being set for the model select.
Oh, right.
Because it
just needs a match.
It needs to match.
So yeah, if you look at the properties of that element, yeah, you can close that and go to properties. Model name. So basically what's happening is when you change the model, it's setting the value of that dropdown is going to be the model name. So in our filter, we'll filter the trim by the model name. So if you go back to, yeah, exactly to there, you go back into those filters, the field would be model name. And then for this value underneath, if you hover over, you see that little that little down arrow triangle. Do from element value and select that model input element. And then value's good. That should do it, I think. So if you want to test that, unless I forgot something, that should do it.
I think just the properties of the trim select.
Oh my gosh.
Or he already had them set.
Yeah, the priority set.
Oh, I did it. Gosh, you guys make it look so easy. Fantastic.
Yeah, there's a lot of options and ways to do things. So it's confusing when you don't know how, and then it's just like when someone shows a way, it's usually pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean it really is. And it's like I've been trying to go to like W3 schools and learn some JavaScript, and I feel good about the HTML and the CSS, but it's like JavaScript is like, alien language. And I'm like, okay, how does this relate to the builder action flows? you know, and trying to really understand that. But you know, when all else fails, just get on office hours. So thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely.
You're welcome, Kyle. And then it's 10:53, so we do have, I think, time for one last question, which it looks like Emmanuel was asking about where or how to do on-scroll events / animation. And so this is probably going to be a Drew question. Drew, do you have any pointers for Emmanuel?
Yeah, I think so. At least something. Let me share my screen here. So there's like there's definitely an action that does an animation on scroll. So it's basically the same. It's similar to a scroll event. It's a form of a scroll event, but it's not exactly like on scroll something happens, which you could do, but that would also, that's kind of on scroll event's a hard one because it triggers like a million times when you scroll. And so be running an action a million times, you can get yourself into trouble with just an on scroll event. But I'll show you one thing we have that might be enough. Let me just set something up so we can look at it. I'm a little frozen up here. But yeah, basically what we have is an action that when an element scrolls into the page or out of the page, it'll trigger a flow. I don't know what's going on with my, oh, there we go. So yeah, let me just set up something so we can look at this. So I'll do this div with a big height. And then a button.
And Kyle, it looks like, did you see, if you look in the chat, Fraser has a suggestion for you.
Oops. So this, what I'm doing right now is kind of like pointless, but I'm just setting up something so we can look at this and see the test. And height. All right. So like right now I'm scrolling up and there's a button and then a blue box. And I'll make it so that this is like a weird example. Well, I'll make it so when the button comes into view, it like changes the color of the box or something. So if you had like any flow, this would be changed box color. And I'll just change the style property of this box. And again, this is just to show the example. Let's change it to like orange. So if I have this action that will change the flow, I can trigger it based on something scrolling on or off the page. And this action is like slightly tricky because it's a listener action. So it's actually similar to what we just saw with that select text where it always listens once you do it on page load. But basically on page load, I'm going to set up this listener that's going to say anytime the button scrolls onto the page, you know, change that box to orange. So I go to the page load flow of whatever page that is the main page you're scrolling on. And I can do, if I search scroll in the actions, there's this run flow when element scrolls in and out of view. And so if I put this on the container, you leave it blank. It's just like the browser window. And there's some settings that you don't really need to mess with. You just do the element that will trigger the flow is this button. And I'm going to say when this button is all the way on the page, so it's a 1. You can say when it first starts onto the page, that'll be 0. You can say when it's halfway onto the page, it's 0.5. Or I can just keep it at 0.5. Or you can say 1 is when it's fully on the page. But basically when it gets to that threshold, you can tell it to run a flow. And so if I did this, it's going to be weird because it's going to just like be orange, I think. Let's see. I'll try to do it slow. I don't know if I'll be able to see this. But yeah, it happened. Like when the button scrolled in, it turned orange. So that's one way you could do scroll animation. So like, for example, On the builder, oh, I don't think I have these on the builder site anymore. So I take that back. But you could do, well, there's one on this. See this this gradient down here? I have it set so this section, when it's like, I think it's when it's halfway, but we'll see. When it's a certain amount visible onto the page, it runs an animation that changes that gradient. So if you watch it, when you get to there, it changes the gradient. And when you go back up, it moves it back. And that's using that scroll animation, run flow on scroll action, which basically you can get creative with that and use that to do most scroll related things that you need to do. So it's like, if you want to do something that triggers at 100 pixels, you can put a hidden div at 100 pixels and use that as a trigger, or you basically get creative with that, as opposed to saying on scroll, do this. Like a normal event, you'd say on click, do this event. It's just a little different for this one because this is like, it's a little better for performance, basically. That's the main reason.
Hey,
Does that
Drew,
make sense?
Alex is asking if that animation is just using CSS.
Yeah, for the builder one. It's a background image, or it's a background image, but that's how you do gradients. Let's see if I can pull it out. I'm not really sure.
But there's nothing else like it's just in the CSS. It's not like anything else playing or anything back there.
Yeah, it's just in the CSS.
Cool.
Oh, it's an actual image, it looks like. So I have that gradient as an image and it's set as the background image here. And then if I scroll up, oh, it looks like it just changed. It doesn't even change the image, it just changes the background position. So you can see there's no style above here. So like the default basically is when it's pushed over to the side. And it's got this position of like negative 30% and center.
Yeah.
The other way, it's overriding that position to 50% and center and the size of 200. I had forgotten how I did that, but yeah, it's just like moving a gradient image in the background. And it's triggered on scroll. So it's adding a class that overrides those two styles and then removing that class.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a cool effect.
Yes,
Like
it
once
is.
you know the concept's pretty simple, but it looks really
Yeah. That's what I was getting at too when I was saying like you take that one action that's kind of generic and you get creative with it. It's a simple concept, but you can actually translate it into like a lot of cool scroll related interactivity.
Excellent. All right, Emmanuel, I hope that helps point you in the right direction.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and if you do get something kind of like partway set up and you're not sure how to take it all the way there, chat us, and I'm sure Drew is more than happy to take a look at it and let you know. Okay, so that brings us to time. If you've got anything that we didn't get to, chat us in the Discord. And then just one last thing for Chem. I think Dorian, when I was looking at his screen, I think you only had the one test dot set up. I don't think that you had the www one set up because I think that was the other one that was incorrect and didn't have test in it. So Dorian, do you have any advice for him? I'm guessing you need both, just the regular.
Yeah, I was assuming that maybe the production one is the one you're planning on using the WW with.
Yep.
Yeah, then yeah. But to answer your question, yeah, if you're using it, then yes, that one will also need the CNAME. And then you just need one text record because that one text record will work for both.
Okay. Yeah. When I tried to go through it again, it told me that this one is taken already. So
for the test or for the W?
For the test, I'm gonna try the W now.
Yeah, let me check the test. So yeah, it's still missing the text record. It won't validate until that text record is in the DNS.
But I think he's getting a different error, Dorian, where it's saying it's already in use.
Oh,
is that what it's saying there?
Yeah.
Builder, you mean?
Yeah, basically when I tried to do a deployment, because I confirmed with my IT folk that that TXT record is there. That's what they said. So I went through to perform a deployment again using a custom domain, and then so it's asking me to verify. So when I enter test as a subdomain and the domain and I hit verify, I get oops, this one is already taken. Let's try something different.
We can take a look.
I know you guys got to go, so I don't want to hold you up.
I have time to look now if you like. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Let's
love
do
to
it.
do
If anyone else needs to go, I know we're at time. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. But yeah, we can just hang on with Chem and take a look at it.
Yeah,
I
we can
wonder,
just-
we might also check to see if he published to a different deployment with that.
So, Sharon.
This is already taken. Let me go take a look. This project is in the region for this project, South Central, or in the US.
US. I don't know. I mean, I think, how do you check that?
Yeah, if it's
Settings?
US, it's also.
Yeah, project.
Yeah,
US.
United
Okay.
States.
Let me go look, see what state that's in.
Basically, let's see, what I did was publish and then development. So I need another www subdomain for production, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I see it looks like you already created it.
I thought I did.
It
So
might be in
follow-
production. I don't think it lists them all. Like it might just be listing the first one there.
It only lists the first one.
Yeah.
Like if
Yep.
you hit cancel here and you go to the deployments on the left
It's like a little cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then go to production just to see if it's in there. Yeah. So in production,
Oh, you have
that's
test
why
ones, yeah.
you already have test in production. Okay.
Ooh.
So you just need to remove the test from production. So hit the
Oh,
little-
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, it's hidden. That was the part that I was saying earlier that we just
That's a
couldn't
usability
see this.
issue.
Yeah. So let's delete that. So that's why it's telling you you can't use it.
Okay. Man, I would have been doing this all day long and wouldn't have figured it out.
And this is the spot we need to go update the Bildr logo.
Yeah.
You see that, Drew?
Okay, so I should be able to.
So now let's go to publish to test. And then now let's do custom domain. Yeah,
I'll need
remember
this.
one of those. Yeah. So it should let you know.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And then let's check the box.
Well, it looks like you're saving me hours of work.
And there you go. So now let's just.
So I just need to fill
in.
this out. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I can do the rest.
Cool.
If
Perfect.
I run into issues, I'll ping in the Discord. But thank you. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. We do this every week, so we'll see you next Thursday.
All right.
Bye-bye.